If you think that there are more than 3 strategies out there for PPC, you are wrong. See, if you try every strategy under the sun until you find something that works for you, you're wasting time, you're going to be confused, and you're going to waste ad spend. And that's amateur hour, man. So this video, it's going to help you narrow down what's the right strategy for you while saving your precious ad spend. Conversion tracking, ads automation, these are all tactics as part of your larger PPC strategy. And there are thousands of tactics that you can utilize to improve your results. But the truth is, there are surprisingly few strategies that matter. And I've long said that there are only 3 overarching strategies for Google Ads. The strategy you choose of all 3 of these comes down to your comfort levels, sophistication, and risk tolerance. And before I dive into each strategy, I want to remind you that you can download the Google Ads Automation Workbook at ddu.ai/adsbook. Strategy number 1 is the Frontrunner. This strategy involves showing up front and center in front of your target audience no matter what the cost. You want your brand to be visible, and you are willing to pay a premium. And if budget is no object and you're willing to experiment with targeting, the Frontrunner is the right strategy for you. And so the reason why this strategy is hard to understand is that it's not always intuitive. Why would you spend money without immediate return on your investment? Well, the answer is branding. If you want your brand to be out there at any cost and you want to build up an asset, and that is the value of your brand, then you might want to be a front runner and show up first all the time, even if it comes at a premium, even if it doesn't have something that maximizes your budget. Okay? But for everybody else, you're going to fall into one of the next 2 strategies. So let's talk about those. Strategy number 2 is the maximizer. Now, the maximizer strategy usually involves a fixed budget to spend on advertising and also an expectation that you maximize the results. Pretty straightforward, right? Let me give you an example. So if you have $1,000 to spend, a maximizer squeezes out every single click or conversion possible. This is for you if you have a limited budget and you want to get results as quickly as possible, but again, you have a budget, you have some constraints. Now, the reason why I love the maximizer is because this is pretty much the real world situation that we all must face. We want to get the most bang for our buck, the best results possible. And so the maximizer is generally the strategy that most people will employ because it's the most realistic one and it deals with the parameters we have around a fixed budget trying to get the best results. However, there's another strategy that I think is really beneficial if you can maximize it and you can swing it. That is strategy number 3, which is the Profiteer. Now, this strategy requires the most volatility and therefore it's the hardest to get buy-in from companies. But the premise is simple. You spend every possible dollar you can on advertising as long as it's profitable. And then instead of cutting budgets prematurely or running up against a bid cap or something like that at the end of the month or trying to bid for the top position, you double down only on the ads that are giving you the highest return on your ad spend. And you kill the ones at the lowest return. Okay, so why is this hard to get buy-in? Because companies usually want some kind of certainty. They're not willing to spend millions of dollars on ads if they don't know what the results are going to be. And there's risk of a downside if your ads or your calculations aren't really adding up. So people don't want to have an unlimited budget. They want to make sure they understand what they're getting themselves into. And that's why most companies are focused on a budget. But if you can find the perfect scenario, the dream scenario, that would be you spend as much money as you can as long as it's profitable and growing the business. That is what we call the Profiteer. Okay, so that's it, the 3 strategies that we recommend for PPC. It is 3, it's short and sweet, and I made this video to help you block out all the other noises out there talking about do this, do that. Those are all tactics. Tactics are what help you get better return on your ad spend. It's what helps you do a lot of cool things, but tactics are a lot different than strategies. And so I hope this is helpful in guiding you to find the right strategy for your next advertising campaign, depending on your company budget and your company buy-in. And while you're at it, download our Google Ads Automation Workbook at ddu.ai/adsbook to follow along. And in my next video, I'm going to share with you the best Google Ads automation methods, and this is one that you're not going to want to miss as we wrap up this video series.